1961, East German soldiers sealed off the line dividing the eastern sector of Berlin from the American, French, and British zones in the west.
General Secretary Gorbachev, if you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate.
Building materials were brought out of nearby warehouses, and the notorious Berlin Wall began to take shape, to the great mystification of those on both sides who were soon to be out of sight of each other.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
The wall became a focal point for all that was worst about the Cold War. It became a symbol of a divided world. As a generation grew up behind it over the years, hundreds tried to escape. Through the defenses, over them, under them. The mayor of West Berlin, Willy Brandt, called on the East Berliners to be patient. You cannot be held slaves forever, he told them. But they had to wait for more than a generation for that prophecy to come true.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
In 1945, after its loss in World War II, Germany was split into 4 zones between the Allied powers, which are made up by the United States, Britain, France, and the Soviet Union. The Western powers wanted to unify Germany and peacefully incorporate it into international affairs through democratic and capitalistic practices. The Soviet Union sought to keep Germany divided, demanded war reparations, redistributed German land to peasants, and controlled businesses via the government. Through common beliefs, the 3 German zones occupied by Western countries were completely merged by 1948. In response, the Soviet Union also implemented the Berlin Blockade, which prohibited ground, water, and air traffic from traveling between West Berlin. Berlin, the capital of Germany, was within the Soviet Union zone. It had also been divided between the Allied powers in a similar fashion to Germany. The Soviet Union found the prospect of Western influences inside their domain to be a threat, and thus issued the Berlin Blockade. To overcome the blockade, Western planes dropped packages of food and supplies for West Berliners, called the Berlin Airlift. Eventually, the Berlin Blockade had been halted in 1949, given its purpose of driving the Western powers out of Berlin not being met. However, in the same year, Germany was split, and East and West Germany were founded as 2 different countries. As a result, Berlin also became East and West Berlin. In 1961, the Berlin Wall was erected on the east-west German border by East Germany to prevent Western influences from entering the country and to stop the mass emigration of East Germans to West Germany. In 1962, Peter Fechter, an 18-year-old East German, attempted to scale the Berlin Wall and escape into West Berlin. In the area between the 2 walls, called the Death Strip, he was shot by East German border guards and denied treatment for his injury. After a period of time, Peter died where he laid, succumbing to his bullet wound, and had his body carried out by East German policemen. In 1989, the Berlin Wall was destroyed. In addition, over the course of the wall's usage, about 5,000 East Germans escaped into West Germany, with about 140 deaths resulting from attempts to cross over. In 1990, East and West Germany were finally reunited. In 2014, Germans celebrated the 25th anniversary of the Berlin Wall's fall as a reminder of their obtained freedom, reunification of their country, close friends and family, and hope for a better quality of life. Though it had been made thoroughly apparent in modern Western political beliefs, the existence of the Berlin Wall proves the world that communism does not work in practice. During the course of the Berlin Wall's history, the Soviet Union mostly refused to cooperate with the rest of the Allied powers on the subject of Germany's partition after World War II, in order to benefit itself by maintaining control and reaping resources from Germany, despite being the minority within the group. The lack of social and economic welfare under a restrictive political environment makes communism an unfit, unfair, and unstable form of government that should be left with the memory of the broken Berlin Wall barrier.